Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Media Mania Podcast. I'm your host, as always, the Media Maverick Mike Weldon. Today, I'm joined by a very special guest, a real-life storm chaser, Nomad Weather X. Nomad, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for taking the time to come on the show. I, I've gotten to check out a lot of your content, your weather photography, and all that, and it's very impressive.
Thank you very much. I definitely take a lot of time and effort in my photography.
So, what first got you interested in storm chasing? What was the first storm that made you think this is what I want to do?
Well, it wasn't a storm, so it was the 2010 sorry 2009 2010 TV series Storm Chasers on the Discovery Channel. Watched every
Okay.
episode when they were brand new and fresh when I was just a kid, and that got me into it, got my father into it. So we started, that's back when I lived in California. So we started chasing severe thunderstorms in Southern California in the high desert. And we were covering floods, pretty much anything that was severe in California, because not a lot happened in California. So we were just covering anything that would happen storm wise in that vicinity. Um, but we never really got out to the Midwest to chase supercells. But now I'm in the area to chase supercells with Team Dakota and the United National Weather Team. My first supercell chase was April 2nd, and that was honestly the hardest chase that I'll probably ever go on because the storm was moving at 60 miles an hour. Craziest chase I've ever been on.
Was so let me ask you this. Was there any one chaser on Storm Chasers that really got you interested in like in the way they chase? Like was it Reed or was it with the Tiv team?
So it was in between Tim Samaras and Team Tiv.
Hmm. Okay. For me, it was always like I liked Reed and I like the Tiv team. I like both of them.
My primary reasoning is because they were both heavily into the science of it. Back at
Hmm.
that time, Reed Timmer wasn't really into the science of chasing. He didn't have probes, he didn't have the mesonettes. Team Tiv had probes. Tim Samaras was always into the science of it. He had hail
Hmm.
collection, hail data sensors on his
Hmm.
truck. He would point his truck into a hail core, which is now known today as core punching. So he would core punch with his truck with Line-X coating all over it, make sure nothing else on it would get damaged. Um, so having that amount of sensors to determine the size of hail instead of getting out in the hailstorm to determine that size, he had all these sensors. Um,
Yeah. So let me ask you this. When you see on social media, like on TikTok, whatever, Facebook, you see people posting like during severe weather, they see Reed Timmer or the Doppler coming into their town. What do you do when you see like when you see like if you saw Reed Timmer coming into your town during severe weather, what is the first thing in your mind?
I would, if I was them, I would prepare. I would do everything in my physical way to be prepared for what is coming.
Hmm.
As someone who is not a storm chaser, someone who is not a weather enthusiast, someone who doesn't know anything about the dynamics of a supercell, I would get prepared as soon as you see these vehicles start to show up in your town, because they show up literally days before these systems start to even develop. Prepare, make sure your go bags are ready, make sure you have a go plan, make sure you know where your safe spot is.
Okay. So how did you end up joining the United National Weather Team?
Well, it was after the April 2nd chase. I called
Hmm.
in the tornado outside of Washington, Iowa. It was partially condensed, and I had a cool mind. That's one of the most important things that you need to have is cool, level-headed mind when you see these things. Not freaking out, not going like, "Oh my God, tornado." Um, yes, Reed Timmer does go, "Oh my God, tornado," but that's just him. That's his personality.
Yes.
Um, but I had a cool mind. I wasn't scared. The term is stay prepared and never scared. I
Mhm.
I'm prepared and never scared of these things.
Yeah.
Um, it's so I was asked to apply to the United National Weather Team after, actually, before the chase even started. And when the chase was over, and I'm like, yeah, I'll apply.
Okay. So w- you're in the weather community. You do a lot of like covers for them, and I'm sure you see it like all these pages that like try to hype up these storms that and make them bigger than what they actually sometimes turn out to be. What are your thoughts on those kinds of pages?
That is fear mongering. Um, that could lead to communities after communities to uh, prepare themselves for nothing. So, like on January, not January 11th, on the 11th, on June 11th, um, we had a system literally get choked out by a cold front. It moved in quickly. It had the atmospheric fuel, but if the cold front didn't move in as quickly as it did, it would not have died out. That's why you saw the pictures of the mammatus clouds on my Instagram.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of times you'll get the mammatus clouds during a fully structured supercell that has all the fuel. So
Hmm.
when
Yeah.
you get something like that and you post pictures and say storm coming into Missouri, that's fear mongering. That's saying something big is coming when it's not.
Yeah.
Because there was no lightning, there was no hail, it wasn't even dropping a lot of rain. It was light rain.
Hmm.
Um, it could lead to a lot of misinformation. So my feelings on it are very strong. I think people should stop spreading misinformation in the weather community, because it could lead to more harm than good.
Oh, definitely. Like, let's see. Have advances, in your opinion, have advances in weather models made storm chasing easier or sometimes made it harder for chasers?
A little easier, but in places like Dixie Alley and where I live,
Hmm.
there still
Hmm.
are radar holes. So you
Oh,
still have to
definitely.
fight against radar holes.
Hmm.
The gaps in radar coverage is an issue. Um, the availability of a radar app, you just pay $10 and then that's it, is
Which radar app do you recommend? I know there's so many out there. There's Radar Omega, there's Weatherfront,
so after
and you
recent
have
development,
your wet.
the after recent developments that I will not mention on this podcast from with Radar Omega,
Mhm.
I will not be using Radar Omega. I will recommend Radar Scope if you're looking for a more professional application. I actually do have it up right now, tracking some
Okay.
storms. Um,
Okay.
but
Like I've been using like for the last couple of months. I've been using WeatherWise. That's what I've been using.
yeah, WeatherWise is good. I use WeatherWise when I'm at home. I use it for the outlooks. I use it when I'm stationed here, going what is called remote chasing.
Yeah.
Um, so whenever I'm not in the field, I remote chase from here and track the storms moving through my state or Missouri or anywhere else.
Yeah. I know because and you have your run of the mill weather app. Like you have AccuWeather and you have the Weather Channel app,
Yeah,
which are I'm sorry, they're as good as a fart in church.
the only consumer app I can recommend to you is My Radar and My Radar Pro. That is the
Gotcha.
only consumer app I can actually recommend to you. Um, AccuWeather and the Weather Channel and WeatherBug, those are all bottom of the barrel. They lie. They lie to you.
Mhm.
So
Oh yeah. And again, I've seen it with these apps, like you were just talking about. There's like holes in the radar. Like 1 second you'll see something, the next second the radar like how you tell me there's no rain on the radar and it's pouring down rain at my house?
yeah,
Like
so like
you,
I'll turn on the radar sites. All we have here in Iowa is KDMX and KDVN covering literally my area and a little bit down into Missouri. We do
mhm.
have KARX up in Wisconsin, KMPX up in Minnesota, KFSD in South Dakota, and Omaha's weather site, sorry, radar site, KOAX, that covers a little bit into the Des Moines metro.
So speaking of all these news outlets that you've talking about, has any of your weather photo like any of the photos you've taken of the weather or anything, has any of it been shared with these news outlets? Have you shared it to them, let them use it in any way?
I will not share it to them for free.
I was just wondering, like I see on social media all the time, like other people in the weather community, like know what you're like. And when you're taking these photos, make sure you know what they're worth. Like some of these news outlets will just try to get you to let them use it for free and
Right.
just give you what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word?
Commission.
Credit. There's yeah. No, there's give you credit like saying it came from this person. That's it. That's where that ends.
Yeah, so that is not how you roll, especially as a photographer. That's one of the good things about being a photographer and a storm chaser. Um,
Hmm.
Having that knowledge base of photography is you don't just give your content out for free without signing a content contract with a company. So, like, if a news outlet were to reach out to me and say, like, "Hey, can we use your images?" I would have to DM them and have them write up a document for some kind of payment plan to pay
Yeah.
me for the usage of my content because
Hmm.
I'm going to be giving them a raw image with no watermark. They're going to have
Yeah.
to give me credit and some kind of commission for how many times that is used. So
Yeah.
there's all kinds of things involved. You just don't give it to news outlets.
Yeah, because I've seen people take pictures of storms and like they'll just let the news stations use their images and that's it. That's like they won't get any kind of commission. Like they'll get like a little thing and the picture says image was sent by such and such Joe Schmo.
Right. So I haven't. I'm not working with any news outlets right now. I might
Hmm.
contact my local KCCI, but that is me contacting them. But they haven't reached out to me. So if they haven't reached out to me wanting anything, then they don't obviously need anything.
Yeah. So and you've been in storm section for how long now?
I would say a couple years and only recently started chasing supercells.
So going on that knowledge, and you say you just started chasing supercells. Like, what kind of storms do you like? Like, you like just chasing supercells, or do you just like? What is your favorite kind of chase setup? Like, what is your favorite kind of setup to chase?
My my favorite kind of setup is the supercell setup. That is by
Okay.
far my favorite now. Now chasing a thunderstorm risk, that would be cool, but supercells are absolutely gorgeous. They can have some of the most unreal structure that you can see.
I was just me and Reno from the United National Weather Team. I was moderating for one of his streams a couple of nights ago, and he was monitoring this one supercell up in Canada, and it was just such a beautiful like him talking about like him showing it like it looked very photogenic.
Right.
So I get it. Supercells, like they can produce some very beautiful, but also very destructive storms.
Yes, they can be extremely destructive. 80 to 90 mile per hour winds, which is severe criteria. Even if it's just
Mhm.
winds and you have a weather station at your house, please report the wind speeds if they're not being reported on MPing.
Yeah. So I'm sure you see it during these severe risk days. All these people that cover like live stream their weather covers. Like you have, I'm not going to name names, but like
I
there's
know them.
people out there that cover the severe weather. Like, do you like watch one more than the other?
I've only been watching really Reed Timmer.
Read. I'm I'll be honest. There's one guy I love. Like his posts are always funny, and he doesn't try to overhype, and that's Max. I like Max Velocity. I like he doesn't fearmonger, but he also doesn't he doesn't try to be an ass either. Like I like it. Like some of his posts can be weather posts can be funny.
Yeah, they can. I know there's a lot of controversy behind Ryan Hall, y'all, but Ryan Hall is also an interesting guy to watch. Um, just
Uh uh
putting putting all the
yes.
controversy
I'm
behind,
mhm,
um, his coverage is still wide and vast with all of the
mhm.
chasers. Excuse the earthquake alert. I'm sorry about that.
All good. I know. He also. I've heard some things in the past couple months. I'm not going to go into detail because I'm not. I don't know enough to go into full detail. I just heard like this the what he's been working with the WeatherWise app. If I think that's the app he was working with. I think.
Yeah, he got with Weatherwise. He got rid of Radar Omega.
Yeah, yeah. We're not going to get into Omega today.
Yeah, no, we are not going to get into Omega. That's probably for a different discussion.
Hmm. So, did you get a chance to go to Wakita this past May?
Probably for another time.
Another time?
Something like that takes planning.
Oh, trust me, I had the funds to go myself, but it was like I would be scraping. It was like it was gonna be a scrape by. Like I was gonna be just barely able to go. I want to be able to go and enjoy it.
Right.
I don't know if some of the stickers that Alicia shared in the group. Like if y'all don't know, I'm also part of the United National Weather Team. I help design some of the stuff that y'all. If you're in the storm community and you went to Workita and you stopped at the UNWT booth, you probably saw some of the designs I helped make.
Oh, she shared them all, so I got to see them.
Mhm. Yeah, and I was really hyped to see like some of the work I helped make get shown at Wakita. And what really got me was she was telling me this in a private message that she gave some of the stickers I made to some of the actors from Twister. So that's what really just the storm chasing community is can be it's like any other community, but just being able to have actors from a movie I love, like a weather movie I love, have my designs. That's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, and I finally saw the movie Twisters on the record.
I've seen Twister and I've seen Twisters. And I will always be a bigger fan of the OG.
Yeah, the original is the best. I'll be honest. At
Hmm.
least to show my age, I watched it on VHS.
Hey, right here. I'm right here with you. I raised my hand to it. I watched it on VHS. I actually I have a sealed copy. I have a not VHS, but I have a DVD copy, still brand new in the pack. It's still got the plastic on. It hasn't even been opened.
Oh my.
If I ever if I ever get to meet any of the cast, I want them to sign it because I want them, I can say, hey, I have a signed, sealed copy of Twister.
Right.
So you said you and your dad both got into chasing. Does he still do it as much as you do?
Unfortunately, he is deceased.
Oh,
Um, so it's part of, I guess you'd say, it's more personal than it is um, something for
then it
public
is.
interest. Um, it is a legacy that I'm continuing to build that was his
Mm-hmm.
legacy.
Yeah,
I'm following in his footsteps. Um,
I
he,
respect
abs-
that.
he if there was a cloud, he was taking a picture of it. It didn't matter if it was a thunderstorm or not. He was always taking a picture of the sky. My It's like when I got his iCloud from his iPhone 5S. Literally, probably 80% of it is sky pictures. So
So I'm sure you have friends and family that, like, when you're going out chasing, what do they think when you're out chasing, when you're driving towards the storm and they see everyone else driving away from it? What is, like, are they ever like asking you why, like, what are you doing? Are you crazy?
yeah. So my mom and my
Mm-hmm.
stepdad. Um, I think I think they think I'm crazy for this. Um, my but my mom worries. I think she thinks that I might get hurt. She does know about Team Twist X and how they passed.
That was, I
And
I saw the video. You can see the headlights from their car in the tornado,
right,
and I'm like, there's people in that car. That's that Team Twist X was in that car, and they're just gone in a flash of a second.
yeah. By the way, rest in peace, Team Twist X.
Mm. That is, that is one of the things I want to do. I want to go to El Reno and go to the memorial site and just like leave something there for them.
Just make sure. I mean, zip tie a hat or something. Just make sure it's not
Hmm.
like a water bottle. A problem that has arisen is people have been leaving uh, half-drank water bottles on the side of the memorial, just like trash and
That is
marking.
very disrespectful.
Yeah, it's like
Like, come on, that is, oh, why? It's like I was just saying a minute ago. The weather community can be both a good thing and a bad thing at times. It's just like any other community that has a following.
right. My The hat that I use to chase,
Hmm.
I'm gonna end up buying another one, but the one that went on my first couple supercell chases
Hmm.
um, is gonna end up going to the memorial.
Speaking of, do you have a like do you have a personal car and a chase car, or do you use your personal car as your chase car?
Right now, I'm still working on getting a driver's license. I chase with Team Dakota when able.
Okay, okay. Do you plan on like getting a special car to check? Like, I'm sure you're not planning to get like nothing like the Dominator or anything like that. Like just
So
something to chase in.
my vehicle will get coated in Line-X coating,
Okay.
uh, and it'll have a hail net and all kinds of stuff. So full plan, pretty much planned out. It'll be a Forerunner platform. Um,
Okay.
I might have a spike system. That is something in the works that might work. I'm
Okay.
still thinking about that, but not sure how you'd put a spike system on a 2008 Forerunner.
Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how Reed and them do it. Like, they've made what, three Dominators already? They've made three different models of one of it with different cars each time.
Sean Casey made a intermediate interceptor out of a Subaru.
Then like there's just I see all these chasers. They've turned cars into like something like the Dominator, or they just wrap it in like their logo. Like there's a storm chaser. Well, he used to be. He does storm covers now. He used to chase. Zach Hall out of Arkansas. He had a chase vehicle just Like it was wrapped in like it just looked like a big radar image, like one big radar image on the car. And I thought that was pretty cool for something like because I was just before that I was just used to seeing like stuff like the Dominator and the Tiv. I hadn't seen just like a regular car, just a chase car.
See, if money wasn't an option, I'd wrap my chase vehicle, but no, it's gonna get a
Mm.
Line-X coating.
Like then, me and Reno were. There's another chaser. Like I live in Ohio now, but I moved just recently from Tennessee to Ohio. Reno and me, we also know another. She's a chaser out of Tennessee. Nerdy. I'm sure you know her.
I will not voice my opinion about her on this.
Uh, I've never met her personally, so I just know of her through the community.
That's for another discussion off the record.
Okay. So I never had heard of her until I had joined UNWT.
Mm. I
I
only
didn't even
heard
know she was based out of Tennessee.
so they hooked up out of Wakita. I guess I'll get into it a little bit. I'm not going to go too far into detail. So
Hmm.
Nerdy and I think it was four other people hooked up out of Wakita. And we were all communicating on Zello, and I was over here
Hmm.
remote with Radar, helping them out.
Yep.
And talk about not wanting to listen to anyone.
Yeah.
And the owner of the UNWT was also trying to give direction, and she's been doing this longer than I have.
Yeah.
Um, was given more direction than I was, and they were just like, "No, we're gonna go this way." So this is where we're gonna get into the dangers of chasing. You just can't
Hmm.
buy the weather app, go out, strap a camera to your car, or the arm young mesonet to your vehicle and think you can chase. Okay,
No.
no,
No, you
this
can't.
is this is not something that you can just do. Oh, so shout out to Typhoon Nine weather team. They showed up on my road. Cool group of guys. Um,
Hmm.
you know, they're all Skywarn certified. That's something that is very rare within the chasing community. I'm
Yeah.
Skywarn certified.
Hmm.
I plan on getting other certifications like first aid and so on and so on.
Yeah.
I already know how to apply first aid, but getting the
Hmm.
certifications will help coordinate with
Yeah.
emergency responders. And then
Yeah.
something,
Because I'm sure you'll agree with what I'm about to say. Like when you start seeing like damage and like stuff from storms, that's when your chase ends and you go into help mode.
right, chase ends. When houses get hit, chase ends. You're going into search and rescue.
Hmm.
You're going into SAR mode because we are the first responders. Even though
Yeah.
we're not considered first responders, we turn into the first responders. We are the
Yeah.
first ones on scene to remove the
Hmm.
debris, to help the people, to
Yeah.
save lives. That's what
Hmm.
we're here for. And,
Hmm.
you know, what a lot of people don't understand about most storm chasers is a lot of them, we are out here for the people.
Yeah.
When I'm out chasing with Team Dakota, um,
Yeah.
literally, I tell people I'm storm chasing. I'm out here for you.
Yeah.
It's like,
I get that 100%. Like
and
I've slowly, I've slowly been transitioning into doing some little small chases, and I swear the other day I was out and my girlfriend she chases with me. We were out in the storm, and it just like it was pouring so bad, like it was like you couldn't see in front of you, And what do people start doing? The one thing I know chasers hate seeing. They,
Park under the overpass.
Mhm. I'm like, and I'm sitting there taking photos, taking video. I'm like, this is the one thing chasers hate it. They hate it.
So it's not that we hate it. It's we don't want people to do it because it's unsafe.
Like, say you have like a mile wide wedge coming down that interstate, and you're parked under that overpass, stopping other people from being able to get by. You're causing what's the a obstruction? Like you're halting people from getting away from the storm.
You're obstructing traffic. It's a problem.
Hmm. Hmm. Like I haven't gone on any major chases. Like, but this is probably the heaviest rain I've gone out in yet. Like it was just like just a wall of rain, just a wall.
Yeah,
You can't see two cars ahead of you. Only thing you can see of them is their taillights. That's it. You don't if those taillights weren't on, you wouldn't know they were there.
yeah, exactly. It's like, and most uh, chasers who think they can
Hmm.
chase um, will literally call the National Weather Service and think that Scud is a tornado or a funnel.
Uh, and I've seen. Don't get me wrong. Like they shouldn't be doing that, but I've seen photos of. I think it was last year or the year before. I saw this picture. I think it was in the picture was taken in Atlanta or something like that. It was like in a baseball game in a baseball stadium. There's like a big scud cloud behind the stadium, and don't get me wrong. I thought for a second it was a tornado myself, because it was a big scud cloud, like
Hmm.
huge.
I mean, rapidly moving Scud. Scud can literally be almost at ground level.
Yeah,
Um, but if the Scud isn't rotating, Scud can rotate into
yeah,
into the inflow. I've
yeah.
seen it. I've seen it happen on April 2nd. Um,
Hmm.
so can rain curtains. Rain curtains can be sucked into the circulation. Um,
Hmm.
and that actually looks pretty cool. They just kind of twist.
Yeah. I know in Dixie Alley, that's the one. Like most of the tornadoes that happen in Dixie Alley, from what I've read, they most of the time they end up being nocturnal.
And they're large. They're large,
Hmm.
but they're not very
Visible.
well visible, but strong. They're not very strong.
Yeah.
But the problem is Dixie Alley consists mostly of mobile homes. So
Mm.
unfortunately, this is the bad thing is you have mobile homes. There's not a lot of places to go. You can't run. There's one way in, one way out to a mobile home park.
Yeah.
Um, and there's no
And
basements.
no, yeah, Dixie Alley is very like it's not like Oklahoma or the plains where like if people have like tornado shelters at their houses like built into the ground or the ones that are like in their garages or stuff like that. Dixie Alley it doesn't have stuff like that. They're not very well equipped for big tornadoes
Yep. See,
or
my
tornadoes in
home,
general.
right? My home here has a cemented walled basement in.
Yeah.
So if I really needed to, I could just book it to the basement, to the furthest corner where the cement wall is.
Like, I'm gonna raise my hand to this. Like you're just talking about it. I live in a mobile home. I live in a mobile home.
Um, Now, I do recommend, so if you live in a mobile home and there's a tornado on the ground at least 5 miles from you and you know it's going to come towards you, try
Yeah.
try to run.
Hmm.
Just try. If you can do it
Yeah.
safely. That's if you can do it safely.
I
That's
have
the
a buddy of mine. I have a buddy of mine. He says if there's a tornado within a mile of your house, you know what you do? You bend over and you kiss your ass goodbye.
that's helpful advice.
I would never give that advice, but he doesn't mean it in like he means it like in a joking way.
Okay. Okay.
I would never ever give that advice to anyone in a serious way. Like that is very bad. Like that is very bad advice. So the time you've been chasing, what is the longest? Like you were talking about, I think in the beginning of the episode, some of these chasers will get into town days before these storms even start to fire. What is the longest chase trip you've done so far?
Well, April 2nd was all day. That was an all day chase. Even
Yeah.
though that storm was moving fast,
Mhm.
that chase was all day. Um, it started like 12:30, I believe,
Mhm.
and then pretty much lasted all day. It was dropping partially condensed tornadoes. It dropped like three of them, and thankfully it didn't damage any homes. I'm pretty sure it didn't damage any homes. Don't quote me on that
I would never.
because
you're not NWS. I'm not NWS.
well, right. My job's only to call it in and make sure people stay safe.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm not remembering correctly, but I don't think it damaged any homes. I think it damaged some farmsteads. But
Yeah. How far of a drive was that? Just like how many miles y'all driving that day?
I should really track these things. I actually don't know.
Uh,
I know we did a lot of driving. We did a lot of driving.
yeah. Did y'all like take turns driving, or did one person? Like, I know you don't have your license, but like, was it just you and one other person, or was it like was it like a bunch of people like in one car?
So it was just me and my driver.
Okay.
So I handle the radar navigation. So
Okay.
I'm basically the one that confirms like, okay, yeah, south option is good. Let's go. Don't don't go east, hail core. Don't go north, hail core. I'm basically avoiding very large hail
Yeah.
cores that day, at least up to 2 inches.
Yeah, hail will quickly and efficiently ruin your windshield.
Hey, I'll be right back real quick.
Okay. All right. Let's see. While he's gone, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't yet, if you're enjoying this episode and you want to see more weather covers from Nomad Weather WX, make sure you scan that QR code in your top left-hand corner, and it will take you right to his Facebook page. And make sure y'all drop him a follow. Like, so that way, if you live in the area that Nomad WX does weather covers for, that way you can get your alerts through Nomad. But make sure you have more than also make sure you have more than one way to get alerts for weather. Don't depend on just tornadoes. Make sure you have a reliable weather app. Make sure you have a. I would recommend a NOAA weather radio. And I'm gonna turn my camera off for just a second while we wait on him. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a fan of the Media Mania podcast, if you scan that QR code in the top left hand corner now, it'll take you right to the Media Mania podcast Instagram page. If you're enjoying this episode, make sure you go click that QR code and drop the Media Mania podcast a follow on Instagram. I would greatly appreciate it. The whole podcast team would appreciate it.
Okay, we're back. Sorry about that.
Fine. Like I was telling the viewers, if they want to support you, make sure you scan this QR code in their top left-hand corner. It'll take them right to your Facebook page.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So when you're going out chasing I know you said you don't have your license yet, but how do y'all decide where y'all going to set up when there's a potential tornado producing storm? Like, how do y'all decide where y'all are going to set up to start chasing from?
So we use this website called Pivotal Weather to go through
Hmm.
all the different models, the supercell composite, sig tour, pretty much all the stuff that you'd expect to, you know, that would produce severe storms. Um, but it pretty much is based on where the outlook is at. But sometimes you'll get spin ups outside of the outlook area
Hmm. So how did you come up with the name Nomad WX? Like, how did you come up with that name?
because I never stay in one place.
Okay. So you like moving around a lot. You like staying
Yes,
on the go.
yes.
Okay. Right. So, what is with you being a storm chaser slash weather photographer? What is your dream storm photo that you have not gotten an image of that you want to capture?
A satellite supercell.
Okay, satellite. What I've never seen one myself. So, could you go into a little bit more detail about those?
So it's very hard to describe without showing a picture. I think it's a standalone supercell. It's by itself. It literally looks like, okay, this I can't explain. I am very sorry.
You're fine.
I can't explain it without seeing it and taking a picture of it.
Okay. Well, I think one of my last questions for you is after everything you've seen in the weather community and how Mother Nature acts, what is it about weather that still leaves you in awe every time you head out to chase?
Just the storm structure. I'm one of those that literally can leave a chase day and be satisfied with storm structure. I don't necessarily have to see a tornado.
Okay. So, what would you leave our viewers with that are not knowledgeable about storms and want to learn more about storms, like what to do during these storms? What would you leave them with?
I would start out with a go plan and then build a go bag with a flashlight, weather radio, and extra food. And if you have them, a little baggie of your prescription medication. Um, and this needs to be built within a couple days in advance, but have the supplies on hand. Have a weather radio on hand as well that is in the house that can receive alerts. Yes, your phone can receive alerts, but something even as simple as a Baofeng radio can be programmed on the National Weather Service frequencies. This one, I leave it on the National Weather Service.
Uh, What about the people that do have storm shelters? How often should they rotate their stuff in and out of their storm shelters?
It depends on if there's proper heating and cooling in
Hmm.
these storm shelters. If there
Yeah.
isn't, I would say at least a year. Um, canned food can spoil. It does
Yeah.
not last forever. Um,
No.
but if they're military rations like MREs, meals ready to
Hmm.
eat,
Yep.
those those can last up to 2 years in hot environments.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you, Nomad, for coming on the show today and getting to share a little bit of your knowledge and hearing about your story about how you got into storm chasing. And just, I enjoyed the conversations, and I'm pretty sure our viewers will enjoy this episode as well.
Yeah, definitely. And a little bit if our viewers want to start chasing,
Mhm.
please get Skywarn certified. Learn how to read radar before you chase, because there will be a point where you will get caught in a tornado and you won't even know it. Um,
Mhm.
Learning how to read velocity and correlation coefficient, because up in Canada, they don't have velocity scan. Well, they do have velocity scans, but they're very outdated. Um, so the way that you track tornadoes up in Canada is through CC. Um,
Okay.
so learn the radar, learn your different uh, products. That's honestly the first step when it comes to actually chasing. Um, Even if it comes to obsessively, tracking every storm that happens that's not even near you. Just get on your
Mhm.
radar app, select the different models. You do have different tilt to angle your radar
Mhm.
for different views of the storm.
Yeah.
Um, I do want to say another thing is do not chase QLCS threats. Those are the most dangerous. QLCS threats cannot be seen on radar because they are embedded in severe storms.
Yeah. I'm sure our viewers will love to be here hear that knowledge in the episode.
And I'm sure they'd probably like to hear a episode two sometime.
I'll definitely if you when y'all watch this, if y'all want an episode two, make sure y'all tell us in the comments and we'll get an episode two to y'all. This podcast is for the people.
Yeah, this is for the people. Let us know if you guys want an episode two. I am more than willing to produce as many episodes for y'all because this is for you guys.
And if you're a longtime viewer of the Media Mania Podcast, if you've ever seen the ending of any of the episodes, you already know how this is going to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been your host, as always, the Media Maverick Mike Wood, and this has been my awesome guest, NomadWX of the United National Weather Team. And make sure y'all check out his Facebook page when you go scan that QR code in the top left hand corner. And we will catch y'all on the flip side.